Hello, my name is Paul Weiss and I'm with Eucalyptus Technical Marketing. Welcome to part 2 of Eucalyptus 3.1 installation using SilverEye. In this part we're going to install the cloud controller on our VMware Workstation Cloud Sandbox from the previous post. This is an unsupported configuration, but using this configuration you have all the functionality of a much larger installation, but just not the capacity because we are installing in 2 virtual machines. There's a clock at the bottom of the video so you can see where we are in the installation and configuration process. Also, as in part 1, I've paused the video during parts where we were waiting on the system and not requiring our input. First thing we need to do is create the virtual machine for the CLC. And this is a standard 64-bit CentOS 6 virtual machine. We choose our SilverEye installation media. I just named it CLC just to make it simple. Change the disk space to 60 gigs. This is thin provision in VMware Workstation, so it's okay. And just going to make a couple of configuration changes. First one is going to up it to 2 gigs of memory. Second one is give it 2 processors. And I'm just going to remove a few things that are not needed. Next, we'll power on our virtual machine and run through the installation. This is the SilverEye installation, and we'll pick front end. Make sure that we choose our disk. We'll make some language choices. Choose our time zone. Add our root password. And the installation will continue for a few minutes. Pause the video and we'll come back when the installation is completed and just ready to reboot. The front end is rebooted. Now we'll log in as root and the installer script will continue. Yes, we want to configure our front end. We're going to configure the network first. And if you remember, these are the settings that we looked at in the first blog posting of creating our VMware Workstation Cloud Sandbox. And the script's going to continue. The next part is to configure our DNS settings. And while we're making the DNS settings changes, I also do the host name. That is the next part, but I just do it here so I don't have to return to the screen. Standard DNS servers from Google, 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4. The installer script is going to ask us if we want to change the host name. We've already done that, so we can just say no at this point. And next we're going to enable NTP, which is extremely important for security in our cloud. And we're going to be in Manage No VLAN mode. We only have one interface, ETH0, on our system, so we're going to use that for public and private. We're just going to take the defaults. Here we're going to add the IP address range, and this is from our previous video. We've just chosen 100 through 125 as our short range for our cloud. These are for the public IP addresses that our virtual instances will be assigned. And now we have to tell the cloud, or tell the system, the cloud controller IP address and the Walrus IP address. These are on the same systems, the front end system, so we just add those IP addresses. We'll have just a minute here of some credential syncing, making sure that the system knows about all of the components. The next part is to add the node controller IP address. So this is from the previous video, that IP address that you assigned. And yes, we want to do this, and we're going to have to put the password in. And once our node controller is registered with the cloud, the last part here is the services are going to be restarted because we're done the configuration, and our credentials will be downloaded to the CLC or the front-end machine. In the last part here, we're going to create an image off of the SilverEye CD. This image is based on CentOS 6, 64-bit, and it is coming straight from the SilverEye CD, so there's no additional downloads. And I'm just going to say that we want to do a small, just because our cloud is small, our cloud has limited resources. We do not want to install a graphical user interface. And the last part is, I just want to check to make sure that my cloud is up and running. So we're just going to clear the screen. Now we're going to run Euca describe availability zones verbose. This is a great command because we get to check the health of the cloud, make sure that we have plenty of resources in the cloud. And the most important thing to look for is that free and that max column. Make sure that there's resources available. Please be sure to check out the next part where we're going to be instantiating a virtual instance. Thanks for watching.